This is Season 2, Episode 39 of the Emberhart podcast. The space where we forge resilient character and empower the next generation of girls and women to lead with courage. So, find a quiet corner, settle in, and let's begin. Good inside. Parenting through connection, not control. Dear Amelia Emberhart, parenting can sometimes feel like navigating a maze of big emotions, confusing behaviors, and moments that can test every ounce of patience. When a child is rude, whining, lying, anxious, shy, frustrated, or overwhelmed, the instinct is often to correct the behavior as quickly as possible. Yet, what if those behaviors are not the real problem? What if they are signals instead? A powerful perspective is to see children not as difficult, but as good inside. The book by Becky Kennedy. Children who are having a hard moment. When we shift from control to connection, everyday challenges become opportunities to help children understand themselves and grow. When rudeness is really dysregulation. Rudeness can feel personal. A sharp comment or defiant tone may feel like direct disrespect toward a parent. But often rudeness is not about the parent at all. It is a sign of emotional dysregulation. The child's nervous system is overwhelmed and their words are simply the spillover. In these moments, the goal is not to take the bait. Instead, set a calm boundary while acknowledging the feeling behind the behavior. I will not let you speak to me that way. I see that you are very upset. Sometimes even less is needed. A small nod, a quiet moment of listening, or simply lowering your gaze can signal that you hear the emotion without escalating the conflict. The child feels seen without the moment turning into a battle. Whining is often helplessness. Whining can be exhausting for any parent. It is tempting to interpret it as entitlement or a lack of gratitude. More often, whining is an expression of helplessness. The child may not even be seeking a solution. Sometimes the whining itself is a way to release build-up feelings. In a strange way, the child is asking for a boundary that allows the emotion to move through. A helpful strategy is to pause and ground yourself first. Take a breath and signal your readiness to engage. I am ready. Humor can also help lighten the moment, as long as it does not become mockery. Another simple approach is to restate the request in a calm, polite voice, answer it yourself, and then take action. The message becomes clear. The feeling is welcome, but the whining does not have to run the show. Understanding why children lie. Few behaviors worry parents more than lying. It can quickly become a power struggle between parent and child. Yet the deeper goal is not to win the argument. The real goal is to create an environment where telling the truth feels safe. Children often lie for reasons that have little to do with deception. Sometimes fantasy and reality blur together. A child might wish something had happened differently, and that wish slowly transforms into the story they tell. I wish I did not break it becomes I was not near it. Lying can also be a form of self-protection. The child is silently asking, will telling the truth bring me closer to my parent or push me further away? Other times, lying is a way of asserting independence in a world where they often feel controlled. One helpful approach is to reframe the lie as a wish. That sounds like something you wish had happened. This keeps the child feeling understood rather than accused. It places both of you on the same team. Sometimes it is also helpful to leave space and revisit the conversation later, offering an opening. If something like that happened here, I would want to understand. Meeting fear with closeness. Fear and anxiety cannot be argued away. When a child feels afraid, their body is responding as if danger is present. Logic alone cannot calm a nervous system that feels threatened. In fact, telling a child they should not feel anxious can make the situation worse. Now they feel anxious about feeling anxious. The most painful part of fear is not the fear itself. It is being alone with it. Connection is the antidote. Allow the feeling to exist without rushing to eliminate it. Instead of pulling the child away from the hole, climb down into it together. Name the situation, practice small dry runs, show that fear is something that can be felt and survived. The message becomes powerful and simple. It is okay to feel afraid. Shyness is not a problem to fix. Shyness and hesitation are often treated as weaknesses that need correction. But these traits can also reflect thoughtful observation and emotional awareness. A child who hesitates may simply be taking time to understand what they feel and what they want. Confidence does not mean rushing into every situation. Confidence means trusting your internal signals. Parents can help by preparing children for upcoming situations. Share details about what will happen and wonder together what it might feel like. How do you think that will be? Equally important is avoiding labels. Words like shy can quietly lock a child into a role that follows them for years. Children are always evolving. Learning to tolerate frustration. Growth rarely happens in comfort. Children need opportunities to experience frustration, confusion, and difficulty. When adults rush to remove every obstacle, the child loses the chance to build resilience. One powerful shift is to focus less on success and more on effort. Struggling with the challenge is not a failure, it is learning in progress. This mindset becomes easier for a child when the parent is calm during the struggle. If the parent can tolerate the discomfort, the child learns that struggle is safe. Life often moves between two extremes, not knowing and knowing. The most meaningful growth happens in the messy middle. Simple mantras can help frame challenges as part of the journey. Mistakes become points toward learning, not evidence of failure. Trusting a child's internal signals. Children are often told what they should feel or do. Hug grandpa. You are not cold. You are not full yet. Yet an important lesson for children is learning to trust their own internal signals. If a child does not want to hug someone, that decision can be respected. Other people may feel disappointed, and those feelings are valid, but they are not the child's responsibility. The same principle applies to many everyday experiences. When a child says they are cold, afraid, or full, believing them builds trust in their own body and judgment. Confidence grows when children feel that their inner voice matters. When emotions are big and intense. Some children experience emotions with unusual intensity and duration. This can be overwhelming for both the child and the parent. Yet intense feelings are not a sign that something is wrong. Often these children struggle with shame and vulnerability. When they realize they made a mistake, the emotional wave can feel unbearable. Their nervous system shifts into fight or flight. In these moments, logic will not help. What the child is truly asking is simple. Please be the strong leader here. The role of the parent is presence. Stay close, contain the moment, offer calm leadership without trying to solve everything immediately. Sometimes it is also healthy for a parent to step away briefly. I need a short break, but I will come back. The child does not need perfection from the parent, they need steadiness. Two truths at the same time. At the heart of this approach is a powerful belief. Children are good inside, parents are good inside. Both things can be true at the same time, even during difficult moments. When behavior is seen as a signal instead of a flaw, parenting shifts from from correcting problems to building correct connection. And in that connection, children slowly learn the skills they need to understand themselves and navigate the world. Not perfectly, but humanly. This is your moment. Take command and show us the path. Thank you for tuning in. If you found value in today's show, help someone else by sharing this episode or leaving a review. For more ideas on building your best self, head over to emberhart.com or follow us on Facebook at Emberhart Co. Just keep doing your thing. See you next week.